Dear students, today I'm going to continue your part 3 of structure of an atom. The electrons are distributed in different orbits that we had seen in the last part. Today I'm going to give more details about that and how is the distribution rule for making an electron to occupy in different orbit. Let us start now. First, let us see the atomic model suggested by the scientist named Niels Bohr. Niels Bohr was a scientist. He made postulates about the model of an atom and he was able to suggest his ideas as an objection raised against Rutherford's model of the atom. So what are the postulates suggested by Niels Bohr? The first postulate is about the distribution according to the discrete orbits. So there are only some amount of or the number of orbits. These orbits are discrete in which the electrons are occupied. Okay, so these special orbits are discrete orbits in which the electrons are occupied inside the atom. The second postulate is while revolving in these discrete orbits, the electrons are not radiating or releasing any energy. Okay, so each electron possesses some amount of energy. That energy is not radiating out while it's revolving around the atom in different orbits. So do not radiate energy by the electrons during the revolving process around the atom in different orbits. Do not radiate energy. Okay, so these are the two postulates. The shells are having different energy levels. Okay, each shell of an atom possesses some amount of energy to the electron. Now we will discuss about the different energy levels and what are the names of different shells. So first I'll draw the structure of the atom. The first structure is the center part is called as nucleus. Okay. So revolving this, I'm drawing I'm using different colors for different shells. So when you are drawing, you can use a compass to get the correct radius. So in this part is representing the nucleus. Here, this is called as the first shell. It is named as K shell. And the second red shell here, it is L shell. Third shell, the green color, it's represented by green here. This is M shell. And the last shell, which is represented in blue, that is N shell. So what are the names given here? The names are designated by the alphabets, capital letters K, L, M and N. K, L, M and N. So we have 4 different orbits or shells around the atom nucleus to distribute the electrons in discrete orbits. Okay. Then now, what is the next rule to be followed to distribute the electrons? Here we have to follow a formula to distribute electrons. What is the formula? The formula is 2n small letter square. 2n square. This formula will help you to decide or to know how many electrons are present or how are the electrons of an atom is distributed in different orbits of an atom. Okay, 2n square. So what is the rule? I'll draw one table to understand better. If this is a table. Here, what is the name of the shell? What is the name of the shell? Makes first column. What is the shell number? Shell number is we are counting the number just after the nucleus, the first shell, second, third. That is, after the nucleus, it is designated as a first shell. Then formula to calculate. Here the formula is 2n square. And maximum number of electrons, the capacity, or maximum number as per the rule, how many electrons can be occupied maximum in each. Okay, so with the help of this, you can calculate and count and see how many electrons can be occupied. So here I'm dividing first one K shell. Okay, K shell. What is the first shell number? K means first shell. 2n square. So here shell number means n. Here 2n square. That means 2 into 1 square. So what is the answer? 2 into 1 square means 2 into 1. The answer is 2. The second is the name of the shell is L. What is the shell number? 2. Then what is the formula here? 2n square. 2 into 2 square. That means 2 into 4. That makes 8. The next one. K, L, next alphabet is M. M shell. The shell number is 3. 2 into 3 square. 2 into 9. It makes 18. Okay. The next one is last shell, N shell. Fourth one, 2 into 4 square. 2 into 16. It makes 32. So like this, we can decide how many electrons maximum occupied in each discrete shell or orbit of an atom. So now it is easy. We have to follow rule number 2. So the first rule is calculating the number of electrons maximum occupied. Maximum we can occupy in each atom's orbit. Now the occupancy of each one, here it is given in the table, and the next one is rule number 2. What is the second rule to be followed to distribute electrons? Rule number 2 is, it is about talking about the rule about outermost shell. There are some rules which decides how many electrons can be occupied in each outermost shell. According to some rules, we have to follow that. The first rule under this is the outermost shell cannot have more than 8 electrons. Okay, the outermost shell means ultimate shell. Ultimate shell or outermost shell. What is the maximum capacity of electrons for this? Maximum, it is 8. It should not exceed more than 8 electrons. But here in the first case, you see, it depends on the number of electrons in each atom. You can just calculate and see how many electrons can be occupied. But for an atom, if the electrons are distributed in M shell or N shell, or the last shell, if it is exceeding above 8, you have to distribute the remaining electrons by drawing another shell and distribute it. So that and all you'll understand better after deciding or after explain about the valency of the each element. That can be understood better. Okay, now the second case is, what is the second rule? The penultimate shell. What is penultimate? Second last shell. Penultimate. That is second last shell. Okay, second last shell cannot have more than 18 electrons. So here the maximum number occupancy is only 18. That means the last shell, outermost shell, maximum 8. Second last shell or the penultimate shell, maximum 18. If more than 18 comes, we have to distribute into the next shell. But by drawing another shell, like that, the distribution happens. Then, so what are the rules we have to follow? We have seen 2 rules to distribute electrons. The first rule is following the formula 2n square. The second rule is about outermost shell, that is ultimate shell, maximum 8 electrons. And the second last shell or the penultimate shell, the maximum number of electrons, it is 18. Okay. So with this, it is very easy to draw an atom and to distribute electrons. So let us look into one structure of atom and how is the distribution done according to these formulas. I'm giving you one element, calcium. Okay, calcium. For calcium, how do you represent the mass number and atomic number? So once you learn the periodic table, you'll come to know what is the mass number and what is the atomic number of each atom. Here, how do you represent calcium? So first you have to write this symbol Ca, C capital A small letter. Then you have to write the mass number, means A, capital A, mass number as superscript, and atomic number Z as subscript. This is a way to write mass number and atomic number. Here, what is the mass number of calcium? It is 40. So I'm representing the place of A, 40. Then I'm writing Ca. Then Z, the atomic number, it is 20. It's the 20th element in the periodic table. Okay. Now we have to see only the atomic number because the atomic number is equal to the number of protons or the number of electrons, right? So the atomic number is equal to number of protons or the number of electrons. So for calcium, it is 20. How do you distribute the electrons in the case of an atom? Here it is 20. So according to this, the electronic configuration, the distribution of electrons in different shells, it is called as electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. Okay, 20 are there. So if you're getting any atom, first you have to draw the shell. we'll see how many can be occupied. 20. So first we will draw K, L, M. Then we'll wait. If extra comes only, we'll draw the next one. For K, maximum capacity we learned from the table 2. Next we learned for L, maximum capacity is 8. The next we studied according to the first rule can be 18. Okay. Do we have 18? That also we have to see here. 2, 8, 18 is the total number according to the rule. Now, for calcium, how do you distribute? We have only 20, right? So, I will draw here K, L, M, 2, 8. So, 2 plus 8, 10. Total, it makes here 10. The remaining only here on total 10 already occupied in K and L shell. So 20 minus 10 remaining only 10 are there. Can I occupy these 10 electrons in M shell? Maximum capacity here it is given according to first rule 18. So I'm occupying 10. Okay. So as per the first rule, this is right. Then now I'm looking into, I have to think about the second rule. What is the second rule? The ultimate shell or the outermost shell cannot exceed the number of electrons more than 8. Right. So as per the second rule, first rule, this is right. But second rule, this is wrong. This is wrong. So I should think about the second rule. So maximum I should occupy only 8. So how do I proceed? So I'm drawing one more table. K, L, M. So according to the rule, second rule, I'm writing 2, 8. Maximum here, they're telling it should be 8. The remaining 2, I should occupy in the next shell. So I'm writing here the N shell. Now, is it right? Yes. So this is the way we have to write the electrons by following the first rule and second rule. Okay, so hope you understood. So like this, whenever you're getting any electronic configuration of any atom, you have to remember both the rules and just write like this and easy to write. So once you are thorough with the number of electrons present for each atom, for that you have to learn the periodic table, so that once you remember the order of the atom given in the periodic table, you'll come to know what are the number of electrons for each atom. Okay, by this we are winding up this part 3. We'll continue the same structure of atom with more structures